Uh, I don't think we have lost it. I think it is in jeopardy. I am not a pessimist, but I am not an optimist.
Retired Supreme Court Justice David Souter, a quiet yet influential figure in American jurisprudence, passed away peacefully at the age of 85 at his home in New Hampshire. Known for his modest lifestyle, intellectual rigor, and deep commitment to judicial independence, Souter's death marked the end of a chapter in the nation's legal history. His passing was announced in a solemn statement by the United States Supreme Court, which hailed his nearly two-decade tenure on the bench as a period of immense integrity and service to the Constitution. Born and raised in New England, David Souter was an intensely private individual whose unassuming nature belied the enormous impact he would ultimately have on American law. He was a lifelong bachelor who eschewed the limelight and preferred the quiet solitude of his New Hampshire home over the political and social scene of Washington, D.C. Throughout his career, Souter made it clear that his heart remained in the Granite State, and he often returned there to seek refuge from the pressures of national office. Souter's path to the Supreme Court was unconventional. Prior to his nomination, he was relatively unknown on the national stage. He had served as a judge on the U.S. Court of Appeals for the First Circuit for only a brief time before being nominated by President George H.W. Bush in 1990 to fill the seat vacated by retiring Justice William Brennan, a stalwart of the court's liberal wing. At the time, Souter was viewed by many conservatives as a so-called stealth nominee, someone with little paper trail who could be confirmed easily by the Senate and would presumably uphold conservative judicial values. Indeed, his confirmation process was swift and overwhelmingly supported, with the Senate approving his nomination by a vote of 90-9. Conservatives were initially optimistic, believing Souter would help solidify a more right-leaning direction for the Supreme Court. However, those expectations would soon be upended. Once seated on the court, Souter began charting a moderate course, showing a deep respect for precedent and a cautious approach to overturning established law. One of the earliest and most significant moments that signaled Souter's independence came in 1992, just 2 years after his confirmation. In the landmark case Planned Parenthood v. Casey, which posed a direct challenge to the constitutional right to abortion established in Roe v. Wade, 1973, Souter joined Justices Sandra Day O'Connor and Anthony Kennedy in a joint opinion that reaffirmed the core principles of Roe. Their decision upheld the essential holding that women have a constitutional right to choose